Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Peaceful Oasis Live. I'm David.
And I'm Tamara. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. You know, when you're diagnosed with cancer, as you know, David, right? Discomfort becomes your middle name. And our guest, Lisa Mininni, she is a cancer conqueror herself. And she was able to master discomfort, how to powerfully get through discomfort. And you definitely want to stay tuned for her Visualize to Thrive meditation, because it'll help you through discomfort. So stay with us.
The following program is presented by Loving Meditations.
Unwind and transform your mind with Peaceful Oasis Live, the concert series hosted by Tamara Green and David Dashinger of Loving Meditations. Masters of mindfulness, music, and storytelling transport you into a state of deep relaxation through soulful conversations, calming meditations, and expansive music, all brought to you live. View past episodes and sign up to get upcoming events and inspirations delivered to your inbox at peacefuloasislive.com. We appreciate you, our viewers, supporting our mission for peace and calm. And we've been listening to our viewers, and many have told us that they would love for us to start with a meditation. So it's a real quick meditation, and it's wonderful because we're going to the beach. So nothing for you to do other than to sit comfortably, and here we go. So we snap 3 times and we close our eyes. And in our mind, we are sitting at the beach in a comfortable position. No effort, no special posture, no breathing technique. We just sit on the beach comfortably, listening to the waves. And in your mind, you see the waves, hear the waves, but we do nothing, no effort. We sit and face the ocean in our mind. We see the waves on the ocean, just like the waves of our mind. And we listen to the waves. And just like our thoughts, we slow down the speed of the waves. We can slow down the speed of the waves even more. We slow down the waves of the ocean. And we stay at the beach and sit quietly in the silence. And we snap 3 times and open our eyes. That was nice going to the beach.
It's always good to go to the beach.
I like your waves. We're very excited about our guest. Lisa Mininni is the best-selling author of Me, Myself, and Why: The Secrets of Navigating Change. She's the president of Excellerate Associates business mentoring company and founder of the Business Innovation Lab on 8,100 square foot co-working office and conference center in Livonia, Michigan. And we're so excited to have Lisa Mininni join us now.
Hello.
Hey, Lisa.
So good to see you. Wow.
It's good to be here. Thank you so much.
Wow.
I loved that meditation. I was on Waikiki Beach.
Wonderful. That's exactly the whole purpose. And the really cool thing about it is that it doesn't matter where you are, or right in the smack in the middle of your stress in that moment, you can just go to the beach.
Go to the beach.
So, there's so many wonderful things about you, Lisa. First of all, I want to share that you are the very, 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 very first business coach I've ever had. And
my gosh.
yeah, and what a difference you made in my life. What a difference you made probably for my clients too, because you gave so many amazing tips that really began to feed the viewers and the readers of my blogs. It was your tip where I was to do these quick 1-minute videos and give tips on how to calm down, and people loved those. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And for all your other wonderful mentoring over the years.
Well, thank you. It was an honor. It was a privilege, and what you're doing in the world, your contribution you are in the world has been amazing. The ripple effect. Talk about being at the beach in the water. The ripple effect that you've created, and so many lives you created through your work. I mean, that's why we're all here, is to and have that ripple effect go out and be the contribution in the world. So thank you for that. I received that, and I thank you for that.
Oh. Thank you. And you write about your cancer story in your book, Me, Myself, and Why, which happens to be an international bestseller. Isn't it a New York bestseller?
It wasn't in New York, but it still sells on Amazon today and on our website today.
Wow.
And it has a long shelf life because there's a lot of thought-provoking questions at the end of each chapter. Mm-hmm. Really committed when I wrote this book that it was going to be about the reader. It wasn't scientific or theory-based, but really practical tools that ground people, give them clarity, and create a life they love, regardless of the circumstances.
Just how you do your mentoring. Yeah.
Very holistic, yes. Very holistic way.
Yeah. So tell us your cancer story.
Yeah, so I was pretty young when I developed cancer. I want to say my mid to late 20s. I think I was about 27. Had been married for maybe about a year and a half. And, all of a sudden I just leaned on my desk one day and I saw this, this lump behind my ear. I worked with a woman who had Hodgkin's disease, and she said, "Don't let that go. You need to get that checked out." And at that point, I had left that employer, went to a new employer. Of course, you had a waiting, a waiting time before your new insurance kicks in. And then it was still there. So I went to the doctor probably about 6 months later.
Wow.
But you're 27, right?
What could happen to me? I'm so young.
Though I did have kind of a nagging feeling about it. And then my doctor sent me to an ear, nose, and throat specialist. It was behind my ear, got it biopsied. And I knew what he said to his assistant and the way he said it, my alarm bells were going, get this to the pathology today. And so I was like, okay, something's really wrong here. So, and then sure enough, find out that it was malignant. I was very lucky. I caught it in a very early stage. Only had to go through about 5 weeks of radiation therapy, although that was very trying.
Yeah.
And to have to go into, this area was very sensitive, and so it was very trying. And through it all, I had my whole life ahead of me, right? So I was very optimistic about it. I remember being very optimistic, and it also set me on the course of personal development.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's the silver lining right there.
There's the
right?
silver lining. So I had read a book. I don't know if it's still in print. It was called The Power of the Subconscious Mind, and how we can heal ourselves from the inside. And so I knew that there was something I had to learn. There was a lesson that I had to learn. And I wanted to only have to learn it once.
No repeats, please.
No repeats. And so I really just got very in tune to, what was it? What was there that I needed to release, or, so I went through this whole learning journey. I think Louise Hay always says, take a look at what area of the body that it is, and could it be a manifestation? And of course, at that point in my life and in my career, I didn't always speak up for myself, so it was no surprise it was in my throat area, right, in that region. And so I began to be more expressed about what it is that I needed. And of course, asking for help was one of those. I think we can all look at a time in our life and say, we think we can take it on, right? We're invincible. I was 27. I could do it all of myself. And yet I had wonderful support that came from a lot of different areas, my family being one of them, and just a lot of support through that whole process.
Yeah. And you're identifying, aren't you?
Very much so. And we were just talking yesterday about how there's like this click moment when you're in that place of, maybe you've reached bottom, you've hit some kind of bottom, and we don't realize it. Maybe it's not obvious at the time, but it's the gift, right? It's that moment of, I can turn this into something positive. And it sounds like that's what you did. Was that did you have a moment where you felt like something clicked, or that the switch flipped and it was like, I'm going to use this as an opportunity?
Yeah, I did. And it really, even the doctors, there was one doctor who just wanted to talk to me. He goes, we're doing research on this and mindfulness and things like that. And I was kind of surprised about that, but he's like, I just want to see how you're doing. And even though the prognosis was good in the beginning, because I, again, caught it early, though I waited how many months, yeah, it was, I want to live the rest of my life. Like, I'm not ready yet. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, I'm not ready yet. So, nuh-uh.
No way.
I get a say in this. So, that's kind of how and I remember, I didn't always ask for what I wanted. And it was interesting that through this whole process, I said, okay, when they told me it's going to take 6 months from point of diagnosis at that time, okay, and this is a long time ago, but at the point of diagnosis to getting treated, they said it's going to take at least 6 months. And I was like, what? Like 6 months? Like that was an eternity for me. I'm like, no, because I'm thinking this is inside me. I want this gone. And so I called everybody I knew. Like I was on a mission. Right? And I called everybody I knew. I asked, do you know anybody? Can you get me in there earlier? Oh, we got an appointment 3 months from now. No, put me on the cancellation list. That's not going to do it. Get me in sooner. What's the earliest you have? Like I moved mountains. I think I was diagnosed in early July, and by I think September, and everybody kept looking like, wow, you got this done quickly. I'm like, I called everybody I knew. So I think I learned the lesson to ask for what I want just in that very short period of time.
Yeah, and you're already speaking about, you were very uncomfortable with the idea of waiting 6 months before starting treatment, right? So already that discomfort was motivating you to, I guess, get to the place of thriving again, right?
Yeah. And it's like, okay, how quick can I get through this? Like for me, that was important. Even as I was going through radiation and they put this big mask on you and you're belted down and it's uncomfortable. And then, for me, for my treatment, they had to get the tongue out of the way. So I had this big, what looked like a popsicle down my throat, and I had to stay still during that time, right? Talk and try not to gag while you're sitting there. And so I'm sure a lot of people can appreciate that who's gone through that. And even in that moment, going through that, thinking, okay, I just need to focus on what is happening in this moment. I'm not choking. I'm getting through this. And I literally would talk myself through. And they're like, oh, well, you know what? We don't want to mess your hair. We know you're going to work, because I would do it early in the morning before work because I didn't want to miss any work. And I remember I'm like, I don't care about the hair. Just get this done as quick as you can. So they knew, like, okay, this one wants to get in and out. Because I knew, I'll do whatever you ask me to do and get in there and get out. Mm-hmm. And that helped me get through that whole process.
Yeah.
And did you have sort of a conversation or self-talk or something that you did during the radiation treatment? For me, it was same thing, right? I had the mesh mask, can't move. The room's dark. There's nothing really to see. And there's just the sound of the machine moving around, at least there was for me, moving around my head. And I had the popsicle. So you kind of, sensory deprived. But I decided, well, I'm there. I'm going to use this time, and I'll visualize that the machine is, literally zapping the cancer cells and, watch them explode. What, did you have a visualization like that?
Absolutely. Almost similar. And it was interesting. Yeah, like the radiation beams were going through it, and it was getting smaller and smaller. And even in my visualization at home, I would visualize, me taking a sledgehammer to it, like it was a dark black rock, and I was taking a sledgehammer to it, and it was going away, disappearing. Can you relate?
Totally. I think, it's part of the, again, using it to positive advantage, but also like so much downtime when you're going through cancer treatment, during the treatment, between treatments. So it's like, okay, you could just veg out, or you can be an active participant. It sounds like you were very much an active participant and sort of, not being in the mode of why is this happening to me, but what can I do different? Is that true?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah. And I was so very fortunate because towards the end of the treatments, I started getting a little tired, and I would have family that said, okay, what can I do? Can I drive you to work? Can I pick you up at night? They would literally take me to work, take me to my appointment, drive me to work, drive me home at night, just so I didn't have to drive. Oh. And which was huge, Like, you don't understand, because it takes your energy just to go through it, but just having someone drive you to work so you can, sleep or whatever you need to do on the way there and back, was huge.
Yes.
I'm always so impressed with somebody going through cancer treatment and working. I mean, that's very
In
impressive.
retrospect, I don't know that I would do that again.
Right.
We all learn things from our processes, but in fact, I didn't want anybody to know. I didn't tell anybody initially. I was, I'm in the corporate ladder at the time. This is way before I even had my business. And so it was like September, and of course you're marked up. I was all marked up. I don't know if they still do that anymore, but so I wore turtlenex because it was September, October timeframe. So I was able to sort of hide that. But, I didn't want anybody to feel sorry for me. Like, oh, how you doing? Like, what not to do. Or they see you a year later. Oh, how are you doing? No, just ask them. Hey, how you doing? You get that, and I didn't want to get that pity look from people. And that again, that was the 27-year-old me, right? And people mean well, and at the time, my biggest thing was, losing my hair, which I wore it longer then, so it wasn't as, you couldn't tell, but that was a big deal for me at that age.
Sure.
In going through that.
And did you have an experience of you talking about people wanting to help and showing up to help? Did you have an experience of any shift in receiving that? In other words, for me, it was a question of people came out of the woodwork and everybody wanted to do something. And not all of it was, what I would call useful because of my, I couldn't eat really well. I couldn't taste a lot of foods, but it did change my perspective on receiving, in that people were showing their love, right? Did you have an experience where people tried to help you or did help you in ways that were significantly meaningful as opposed to just, dropping off a pint of ice cream?
I mean, it was interesting because, David, just like you, I had it of the mouth area. When you get radiated there, what people don't understand, especially if it involves the parotid glands, you don't have saliva, so it's difficult to eat. It's like filling your mouth with saltines, right? And then trying to eat. Well, because literally everything tasted like salt at some point. It was really funny because I got cards and letters and flowers, and it was beautiful. And then, 6 months later, and now I'm healthy, I don't get one card.
No more flowers.
Wait a minute, send me something now that I'm healthy, now when I'm sick. No, but everybody, it was great. My husband too was just an absolute rock, and, just stood there and, in all my sobbing and crying, and, I tried to go to the bathroom so I didn't wake him up, and he was there, like, just whatever you need, making comfort food, whatever it is I could eat. His family did as well. My family would call. It was just really warm, and it was great to have that support. Even if, somebody didn't know what to do, I would be, just pray for me. Keep me in your positive thoughts. Give me, good energy. And everybody did all of that. So it was it was good to have that. And then I would recommend, if somebody doesn't have that support system, there are so many people who do want to help and do understand that, been gone through that, find them. And social media makes that easier more than ever.
Right.
Reach out and receive.
And we'll be even talking about what you have going on Facebook called the C Club, where people can go. Absolutely.
So I think we'll do a very short break, and then we will come back, and Lisa is going to do her amazing meditation.
Visualize to Thrive meditation.
We'll be
Can't
right
wait.
back. Peaceful Oasis Live is on the E360 TV app. Watch us live on the Health and Wellness channel and catch our past episodes on your favorite smart device by downloading the E360 TV app from the App Store. We are back. I'm just going to take a minute to get set and get started with Visualize to Thrive.
Let's get comfortable. Put your feet on the floor. Just get comfortable if you're sitting down or laying down. Let's take a deep, deep breath and gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath, inhaling, and exhale, just relaxing. Feel every muscle relaxing throughout your entire body. If it feels comfortable, put your palms face up. Just listen to the music. Imagine yourself just relaxing by a beautiful, calm lake. Imagine the sun is shining. It's warming you. Just notice a breeze. The breeze blows over the lake. You're watching the ripples of the lake effortlessly flow. Everything is calm. Feel complete peace washing over your body, your mind, your spirit. Breathe in deeply. Breathe in peacefulness that fills you, and exhale, slowly exhale. Imagine a little bubble and put in the little bubble any concern, any pain, any frustration. Put it in that little bubble and imagine it's gently floating away. And it disappears. Do that with every concern, frustration, pain. Put it in the bubble and release it. Relax your hands. Relax your fingers. Open them up to health, energy, prosperity, abundance, support, peace, receive that. Now imagine a positive bright light emanating from the palms of your hands, and see that light surrounding yourself and nurturing yourself with peaceful energy surrounding you. It's emanating from the palms of your hand. Take a deep cleansing breath and fill your lungs, your heart, your mind, and inhale peacefulness and calm. And slowly exhale, and as you exhale, notice anything negative, any disease, any unhealthy cell gets exhaled and disappears. The light is still radiating from your fingers. And notice any area you want healed. And visually touch it with your light radiating from your fingers. There's something pulsating or uncomfortable, surround that area with a bubble of light. Focus on it lovingly, surrounding it, powerfully surrounding it. Any resistance melts with that light radiating from your fingers. Whatever shows up, lovingly place light around it. Release whatever judgment you're making. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. Everything is happening in its perfect order. See yourself vibrant, free, see yourself free from constraint and knowing you have a say. You have a say about what's going to happen. You have a say about what you want to have happen. And breathe in pure light, cleansing air. Exhale. Open your eyes.
Lisa.
I'm ready for a nap.
Where did we just go? It was somewhere else, another dimension.
The power of the mind, huh? The mind.
It's so powerful. It is so powerful. And it's so interesting. You know how you don't know you're carrying things until you pay attention to it? Discomfort. Mm-hmm. So there was a feeling that came up that felt very uncomfortable. My poor mother, she's going through quite a bit right now. Mm-hmm. And that the thought of her came up. And then you did that, that it just glides over the lake and the ripple, and then I could hear the ripple, and it just left. And then the other was, I was like, I'm kind of feeling something right here. Yeah. And that light, and I felt that. I felt the energy coming out of the palms of my hands and surrounding the tension right there in my neck. And even because before you had said the bubbles, and I imagine they just went right into the bubbles, and even fish were coming up and just taking it down and taking it away. And wow, that was so
it's
cool.
interesting because when I went through my own journey, the power inside that we have to heal, but we end up judging ourselves, right? There's a lot of judgment, and we're judging things, and we're just like, leave that, let that go. Whether you're trying to be a perfectionist or you're trying to get this on your, do this journey on your own, or whatever that is, just simply release it. Yeah. And that's not always simple. I say simply release it, but it's not always simple because we're human.
Yeah.
And we hold on to things. And it's actually when we're releasing it that we surrender to it, and not give up, surrender, but just surrender, not trying to control everything, is where the real power is. And that can be very healing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm just listening to you, Lisa, and I'm just feeling so filled with gratitude, just so filled with gratitude for you and these words, because it's so true. Surrendering, it's such a sense of freedom. You know what? Oh, yeah. At the end, I just got such a complete sense of safety. So that surrender, which then led me to the freedom, that sense of freedom I was feeling. And then everything just really was okay, feeling so safe. And hearing you say, it's okay. It's okay. Things are okay.
It's perfect. It's okay. Everything's perfect. Even though it doesn't look perfect to you, it's perfect.
Yeah. It was really good. So we have time to hear the amazing freeway story.
Yeah, let's take a quick break and then we'll
let's
come
take
back.
a quick break. Yeah, we'll come back.
The doctor told me the answer, and now my head is spinning. He said I'm living with cancer, and my journey is just beginning. I'm stressed out and afraid have cried and I have prayed. Time to quiet my mind and be still. Take a deep breath and just chill. I put in my earbuds and decompress. Touch play on the app to ease my stress. I'm choosing peaceful relaxation with loving meditations. I'm loving meditations.
And we're back with the wonderful Lisa Mininni. Okay, I've been dying to hear the story about the freeway. What happened on the freeway?
About 10 years or so after my my experience with cancer, I had another wake-up call. And this time, I had enjoyed a very successful career in the corporate world, and it was, I ended up, the entire division that I was working with, we dismantled it. So I had to lay everybody off, including myself. And everybody said, Lisa, you really should own your own business. And I thought, I've only been an employee. What do I know about starting my own business? And I just thought one day as I was driving down the freeway, heading to a networking appointment, I said, starting a business and writing a book, the right decision. When all of a sudden something popped up from the freeway, headed straight at me. I closed my eyes. I put my hands in front of my face. I heard this big whooshing sound and dinging going around in my front seat. And I opened my eyes to find a shattered windshield, a softball-sized hole in the windshield, and a 4-foot, 5-pound semi-truck's tire iron in the front seat of my car. Now, all the while I'm saying, I'm okay, I'm okay. I got off to the side of the road, landed in a parking lot, and called the police. And while I was waiting for them to arrive, I got out of the car to look at the extent of the damage, shook off all the shards of glass, although not a scratch on me. And it was then that I realized how lucky I was. There was a 6-inch gash in the steel hood of the car that the tire iron peeled open, actually changing the trajectory, missing me by 4 inches. And each police officer came on scene that day. They looked at me. They looked at the original trajectory of that tire iron, and they said, ma'am, you're on this earth for a reason. Moments earlier, I had been asking, is starting a business and writing a book the right decision? And of course, I wrote the book, Me, Myself, and Why, which became a bestseller, next to Jack Canfield's Chicken Soup for the Soul and John Gray's Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. And I, a lot of people ask me, how did you get the sense of, that was a wake-up call to start your own business? Because I'd asked just moments earlier, is starting a business and writing a book the right decision? And each police officer came on scene and said, ma'am, you're on this earth for a reason. So 3 times, somebody had to get my attention in a big way. And the other important lesson is don't ask important questions while you're driving.
Right.
Or don't ask for a sign. Like,
Right.
Maybe tell me what the exit is, but not.
Right. Exactly.
Wow. I thought you were done with the cancer. You had to have the tire iron too.
I think we just, I talk about this too in the book, is we have cycle times. And sometimes, it was interesting in that whole process. It was almost like it was slow motion, but it was, I just had this sense that everything was going to be okay. Even though I didn't know what was headed at me, I just knew it was something. But I had a sense everything was going to be okay. And I can't even explain that. But everything was going to be okay. And sometimes you need these wake-up calls to say, oh, what's that other lesson I need to learn that maybe I didn't learn from my other experiences in life? And so I realized that there was a lot of stuff that I learned, and the rest is history. And started the business and have been at it for almost 20 years now.
And how can people find your book?
They can go to my website at accelerateassociates.com/me, myself, and Y. There's hyphens between those. And they can also find it on Amazon as well at that page. If they do purchase it off the website, I'm happy to. I usually add in a little bit something with the book as well as autograph it for them.
Beautiful.
Very nice. So, please tell me there's no other, big lessons that you had to learn since the tire iron. I can't say that. No?
Well, yeah, no, I don't. I think those are some of the big things. And then I'm just well aware that if I hear a message, like I used to have to hear it like 2 or 3 times. Now it's like 2 max, and then I'm paying attention, right?
Yeah.
If I hear something and I'm like, oh, I need to pay attention to this. So I'm quicker to pay attention to messages that I'm receiving.
And do we have time for one more question? I just
Yes.
want to make sure he's the timekeeper. Got to talk to the boss here.
Absolutely.
So how, because I get this question, Lisa, and I think it would be really great to just go one step deeper with what you just said. How do people really get when they're getting that message and they really need to listen to it, and let's not get cancer or whatever it may be to, finally listen. What would your suggestion be?
Yeah, really find out, live from a point of possibility, live life from a place of possibility, not fear. So I often say feed faith, not fear. And sometimes we get, like, I had a lot of fear around starting my own business, and I took the leap of faith and did it. And it's interesting, create a possibility. What do you want that to look like? What's that possibility you're going for? And then put it into existence. Set a goal around it. Now, very rarely do we even set a goal around, for ourselves, and actually create an existence system, like put it on our calendar. A lot of people think that self-care is selfish, and it really it's required. I've often said too, you must serve yourself. You must first serve yourself to sustainably serve others.
And that really is how you tune into your guidance, isn't it? It's during those times of self-care. You're slowing down. You're taking care of something for yourself. You're going on that walk, or you're maybe writing in a journal, or spending some time in gratitude. And that's when you start to tune into the guidance, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love what you said too, is really focused on the little things that happen, the little surprise. It's easy to focus on what's going wrong, but the little gifts that we get every day, and be in gratitude for them. Even if it's to wake up the next morning and, I'm waking up the next morning. Okay, I'm in gratitude for that. So it's just the little things to be grateful for. And that's what creates the ripple effect. Grateful about something, and it creates possibility and openings, and it creates that ripple effect.
Right. Staying focused on the things that you want and would love to create in your life instead of the fear. Love that. So, as a wrap up, then, what do you offer? And besides your wonderful book, is there anything else you want to?
Yes, we have it's called Drive Time to Think. Sometimes you're sitting in your car, and we have a download they can get off of our website, accelerateassociates.com/drive time to think. And it really gives thought-provoking questions, 5 different days, just very short, but thought-provoking questions to really create new possibilities in your life and gain new perspective on things. So I think that'll be a really nice gift for a lot of people.
Wonderful. And then you also have that Facebook page called the C Club for Conquer.
Yes, and so they're going to find motivational points because that's really, whether you're a caregiver or whether you're someone who's currently going through it. I can't express enough how important it is to keep your mindset because it is a journey, right? It's ups and downs and waiting for tests and how is that going to turn out and really staying focused and being in the moment. Because it's easy to, well, what if, rather than, staying focused. So I think it's part of recreating your life even after cancer. Yeah. Because life looks different because your journey, you just experienced something that perhaps changed your life. And so sometimes that means changing your career, changing your thought process, or doing things very differently than you did before.
Yes, absolutely. Love everything that you're saying, Lisa. Wow, this was great. We went from the beach to the lake and the freeway.
Right.
Well, thank you for taking on us 1 hour vacation. I think we all needed to be kind of vacate reality for a little bit. And thank you for spending this time with us and sharing your wisdom and your story. It is so powerful and great to know that you are thriving after your experiences with big signs coming from from the sky. Yeah.
Thank you. And thank you. And David, thank you for sharing, your experiences too. And it's interesting. We have this language that you say something and we understand it because we've been through it. So thank you for your story and your experiences. And Tamara, thank you too.
We love you, Lisa.
I love you guys too.
Thank you so much for coming. And so you'll definitely want to join us next time, 2 weeks from tonight, April 21st at 7 p.m. Eastern. We're Sharon Karn. She's a sound wellness expert. She's amazing. And she's going to talk about the biology of calm. Wow, it's going to be powerful.
She's also going to share with us some of her amazing instruments, bowls made out of crystal. Some have diamond in them, probably some Tibetan bowls. Yep. She's got amazing wind chimes that are about that big, but they sound huge. And she's going to take us on a journey to the forest, the ancient forest, and also do a concert with her sound healing bowls.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a sound bath.
Yes.
Bring your towels.
Take a sound bath.
So thanks so much, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Yesterday, there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. Something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy on our tiptoes. Beyond all.
My name is Tamara Hunter and I am your host. This is the show that shares the inspiring stories of those that are inspiring others. Today we have an exciting show.